Hello everyone, and welcome back to another G1 Transformers review. And as you can see, I'm doing some of the early jump starters. After doing the throttle bots, it made me sort of think about the earlier pull back and go Transformers. Now these are from, if I can find out, these are from the 1985 line of Transformers, which would probably, I suppose that's the second wave of Transformers. Now you've got twin twist and topspin. This is twin twist and this one's topspin. Now they're kind of like brothers in the mythology of the sort of like comics. I think these guys originated more in the comics. I don't really remember them ever being in the cartoon series. They used to, in the TV ads, used to show them, I think, in cartoon form, but I don't ever remember them being in an episode. I'm not sure, I'd have to sort of check that one out. They're quite basic robots, and they do date from the pre-Transformer era. I think they were Diaclone, or they were along those lines anyway. And I think the early ones were in, I think, red and blue. Now, they were unusual for several different reasons when they first came out, because these particular Transformers, and I've got them in their robot modes first, just to show you, because it doesn't really matter which way round I do it. But these were the first ones to have an alt mode, what wasn't based upon a real vehicle or a real piece of equipment. They were more in their Cybertron sort of modes, and they, as far as I know, other than like the movie ones, they've always been that way. Obviously, these guys in the movie, well, at least Topspin anyway, this one, made it into the movie for Dark of the Moon as a wrecker. Well, of course, these were wreckers. These both were wreckers in the Marvel comics back in the 80s. So that's kind of a sort of nod to that era. But they sort of like, you know, the original wreckers were much better than the modern wreckers. I know that might be a little bit controversial with maybe fans of the movies and fans of more the modern line of toys. But if you go back to the original wreckers stories, these guys didn't sort of muck around, they didn't pull punches. I sort of like find inconsistencies in like the movie where you've got the wreckers who are armed to the teeth with machine guns, heavy like cannons almost on their vehicle modes, yet they're sort of like bullets and their rockets, whatever they're firing at him, they just bounce off Shockwave. Now a bit later in the film, Shockwave's near enough finished off, although Prime sort of does the job in the end, but they're near enough sort of like finished off by humans with handheld guns, yet the guns on the wreckers are bigger, so don't quite get that. But there you go, you know, Michael Bay knows nothing about ballistics, likes explosions but doesn't know how they're made. Anyway, getting back to the toys, as I say, these had their original Cybertron modes, never had human alt modes, like I say, not up until they redid Topspin for the movie, I believe. Anyway, getting to the figures, I'll give you a look round Twin Twist first. Now they are a little bit worn and tattered, which kind of is down to the fact of they got some heavy playware when I was younger. But they're not bad, you know, quite a good little blocky robot. They got arm articulation at the shoulder, but that's pretty much it. Heads don't turn, and that is simply for the fact that where they're hinged at the waist, that is for the transformation. So you just fold that over, and that is his transformation done. Now it's kind of like a drill tank, so you've got sort of like tracks on featured on the arms, and obviously some nice chromed drill bits at the front, and some quite decent sort of sticker applications on him, at least to jazz him up a little bit, but quite basic. Now he came with his gun, handheld blaster, whatever you want to class it as, nice chromed weapon, unique to him, so you know, if you see one of these, this is what it belongs to. Now with Twin Twist, again exactly the same. He's more modelled along, I think it's some sort of kind of hovercraft type vehicle or water based vehicle. but quite nice. You know, he's got a little bit more features as well. In fact, he's got some almost like built-in guns as well on his like wingtips and his fists. Does come with again a unique blaster to him, nicely chromed, a little bit of chrome wear on it, but pretty good, and you know, unique to him as well. Same sort of transformation, in the sense you just fold it over, and that's his vehicle mode. And as you can see, you get my point, these are not Earth-based vehicles. There's nothing on this planet that I can think of what looks quite like these guys. Now, in that sense, that's pretty much them covered. Now, the feature they did have, and I am going to try and do it, and I did actually manage to get Twin Twist to actually do this, so it's a little bit of a shocker. He still works. If I can get it in shot, I might take a couple of goes at this, so you have to bear with me. If you time it just right, it'll stand up for us, because their main feature, right, too quick. No. You just need a little bit more room than I've got, so I've got to let it spin a bit. On his back. They both, I'll try topspin, just see if I'm lucky with. Yeah. This is the beauty of G1. You really don't want to play ball sometimes. Ah, nearly stood up right in your face. They do work sometimes. The funny thing is, they always had it on instructions that they got these little switches on the back that you can move a little bit, and they reckon that that's to adjust the transformation and when it goes off. I'd never noticed it make a blind bit of difference. I'm going to try Twin Twist again because I'm persevering sort of here. He's definitely not wanting to play ball. That's why I love G1. No. I'll get it in a sec. He's not wanting to play ball at all. There we go. Hooray! That's what it would do if it had the full length to actually run. Was it worth all that weight, I wonder? Well, at least it does work. It does prove the fact that the actual gimmick does work. And I'll leave it there with those. You can of course peg the weapons into their fists so that they can be played with as normal Transformers. The only thing is they do suffer a little bit of floppy arms. You can get it into some positions where it will stay, but it does have a habit of dropping. But for what they were, and for the time they came out, they weren't bad, even though now it seems pretty appalling. But to have a feature where it could actually run across the carpet and sort of like charge at the enemy and then transform was quite a neat little feature. So I hope you've enjoyed that review. It's certainly been a little bit of a headache for me trying to get it to work, but at least it does prove they will work given the right space to do it in. I would have done it on the carpet so you could have seen it and it would have had more space, but unfortunately they do not run very well on like carpet on floors because you've got the rubber wheels at the back with the motor, and they've only got like a little like nodule sort of bit down the bottom there to run on for the front, to keep the front up, and it causes too much friction. If they'd put a wheel there, we might have been able to do it on the floor and have enough room to get it to work properly. But at least you've seen it work once. Anyway, I'm going to go for a lie down now, and I'll see you again for another review. Thanks to everyone who's watched and anyone who's subscribed recently, and also I won't be around for about a week or so, so don't think if I haven't posted anything for a little while that there's anything wrong or anything like that, or if you put a comment and I don't get a chance to reply to it before I sort of go away for a week. I will always reply to comments, so if there's a delay you just have to sort of bear with me. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed that little review of something a little bit unusual, and I shall see you again for another Transformers review. Thanks for watching.